What it is and what it ain't, I'm gonna let y'all know what I think. But first, y'all need to hit that post notification bell button so you always be in the loop every time I drop a new video. Today, we're gonna talk about that beef between Pimp C and Sean Paul of the Youngbloods. Well, this beef kicked off later on in Pimp C career when Pimp C, was working with 3 6 Mafia, Bone Crusher, and some of the A-Town players, man, back in that crunk era, scene when the beef started out when Pimp C invited youngbloodz to their house, and youngbloodz had this cousin that was really like their manager named Pretty Ken, and Pretty Ken was pretty much the face and the mouthpiece of the whole Addict crew, you know what I mean? And he went over to Pimp C house because him and Pimp C had a good relationship, and then he invited his cousin over there, and then Pimp C didn't really like Sean Paul because he thought Sean Paul was trying to steal his style and stuff like that, mimic all his ideas and run with it because Pimp C heard a lot of stuff that he was saying coming up out of Sean Paul mouth, you know what I mean? Because, Pimp C used to invite people to the house from the A because he had moved to the A, and he'd invite all the celebrities over, and he would just play his music in hopes to get a beat sold or something, or a feature or something like that. And, Sean Paul was one of the guys that came over there. And at the time, Sean Paul then was coming out of high school. They was driving Delta 88s, box Chevys, Cadillacs, stuff like that. And, they was talking about that real player pimp shit, Mac shit. And they was real close with CeeLo. And, where it is, Pimp C didn't how the conversation that him and Sean Paul had when Pretty Ken walked out the room in a session. And, Pimp C got on stage in Atlanta and dissed him in front of the whole Atlanta and said, fuck Sean Paul, I'm going to cut his dreads off and stick a pool stick up his ass. And, Bone Crusher, 3 6 Mafia, Lil Jon, and everybody was just laughing right along with Pimp C, and nobody didn't do nothing at the show. And I guess it went viral because everybody from the A started calling Sean Paul and telling him to get up there. And, them niggas let Pimp C do his whole show. And he said, fuck Master P out the set too. And, he was sitting backstage, and only person came up to him and was like, man, why you did that shit, bro? You disrespected Atlanta, was Moot B from D4L. You know what I mean? Laffy Taffy. And, Pimp C was like, man, don't worry about it. Stay up out of our business. But, he had them niggas feeling some type of way because he was standing on business when none of the ATL niggas wasn't. So a lot of ATL niggas give him credit for, stepping in and say, bro, you was dead wrong. And I think he probably was one of the dudes that helped make that call. Because Greg Street was DJing and a lot of bullshit took place that the DJs let go on. So, Sean Paul ended up hearing about it, and Pretty Ken went and picked him up, and they came to the club. And, they jumped on the mic and was like, man, I don't know what the fuck going on, but I don't got no beef with Pimp C, man. What my name coming out of his mouth for? So Pretty Ken went backstage trying to get in the dressing room, and somebody let him in. And then Bone Crusher gonna act like he finna go instigate it, acting like he was with Pretty Ken, but he let the niggas talk about him. And Pretty Ken tried to come confront Pimp C, but he really couldn't find Pimp C. But Pimp C was in there, but they say Pimp C was seeing him and was hiding in there, but that really wasn't the case. You know what I mean? Pimp C just didn't see him and didn't recognize him, but he found out Pimp C was still in there. He didn't stay outside to like do nothing to Pimp C. He just left, and that's how the beef ended. Pimp C ain't never clear up none of that. He was like, fuck all them ATL niggas, and he kept his house in the A, and that was the beef between Pimp C and Sean Paul. Peace of mind.